Hey YouTube, wasn't that a crazy video I just showed you? That was me. Yeah, I don't know if that deer died or not. I waited too long to stop. I waited about 2 minutes before I decided to pull over because it was so small, man. I was like, whatever. That stupid indecisive Bambi got every bit of death it deserved if I killed it. Actually, I wish I could have stopped and thrown them in a super huge freezer that I have attached to the rear of my truck, but I don't have a huge freezer attached to the rear of my truck. And I don't know. It shouldn't have been too bad. It might not have even been dead. Some of them guys can take a huge hit and still run away. I was doing about 33 miles per hour, I believe, when I hit them. My camera system isn't attached to a GPS yet because with that I have to get another SIM card, and I'm just not going through all that. Hopefully what I have there will be good for evidence whenever some crazy fool decides to wreck my truck. I'm trying out this new, well, not completely new anymore, but this fairly new headset I have that I bought. Is the Blue Parrot BXT 550 or whatever, the $300 one. Well, I paid like $20 for it because, pilot rewards points. While I was company driver, I just kept hoarding those things, and it ended up being about $40 or $50, and I got it was supposed to be a $30 rewards card or $40 rewards card. They gave me $20. So as far as I'm concerned, Blue Parrot is on my do not buy from again list. And it's not bad. I just don't like this, the earpiece, the big foam earpiece that goes on your ear. I don't like it because it did I do this video before with this headset on? I think I tried it and it didn't work because the other phone wasn't getting this. So maybe scratchy. I don't even know if it's going to work, so I'm probably doing this hopefully I'm not doing this for no reason. Anyway, so numbers for last week, we'll start with that. Last week was horrendous. It was by far the worst week I've had since the first week. So it has taken me, 28, that was week 28 I started, and this is week 42, so 14 weeks to have a really crappy week. And the only reason it was really crappy is because I decided to go home. And it would have been better, but I didn't want to risk my life for a storm, in my opinion. And now, after seeing which way the storm went, naturally I should have went ahead and delivered my product. So I had a load going down to Lake Park. Some of y'all know what customer we got down there. And this Nestor, Tropical Storm Nestor, the molester, was down there, supposedly going to blow right through about the time, well, it wasn't going to go through there, but the wind speed was going to be pretty bad about the time I was going to be there. I was going to be there like Saturday morning, and wind speed was supposed to be up to 57 miles an hour. Now, I had 40 in the box, so going down there wasn't a problem. I wasn't going to sweat that. I was just going to pull over if it became a problem. But I had to pick an empty up. And, you pick an empty up, and you're riding around, you get a 57-mile-an-hour gust. Next thing you know, your truck and trailer are asleep on the side of the road like a Swift trailer. Well, Swift, any mega carrier, really. I mean, it could be one of ours. It could be a Swift. It could be a can remember some training. Any one of the big guys that just throws people out there with their mills. Anyway, so first things first. Line haul 2532, which was not, it wasn't bad. I averaged about $1.58 a mile on 1,607 miles. So that part wasn't bad. The bad part was, make sure you call. It's only been 14 weeks, and I've got 35,000 miles on it, but I called, well, I didn't call. I sent an email into some lady or some person at the insurance place that James Fox said that's what he used to do. Instead of calling anybody, you can just send an email to him saying, will you please review my insurance on my trailer? And I guess you could say my physical damage insurance, because that's the only one they'll lower. And it went down $7.41. So now I'm saving $7.41 more per week, which over 52 weeks, if I forget to do it for the rest of the life, is $350 a year. Good stuff there, guys. So I'd say every 12 weeks, send a message in. Say, hey man, can you review my insurance, please? Thank you. So that went down. If you don't have anyone on as a rider and you want to add somebody, you fill out the little paperwork and then you take it in, but don't believe them when they say it's going to be out $9 a week, because it's not. Okay, it's for up to a 6-month period, and for however long that period is, it's $9 a week, right? So 6 months, $9, 54 bucks. Wait a minute, something's not right there. 9, 18, 27, 54, $9 a month. Maybe that's why they took it all out at once. I'm not sure. Anyway, so that's really weird. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Anyway, so I went in there and I asked her, I said, well, they're going to start taking it out like this week if I put, and I went there before the weekend, before the Tuesday, if I put today's date on there. She said, yep. I said, so I'll put next week, Tuesday, as the starting date, because she's not going to be riding with me for another couple of weeks anyway, and do that. Well, they charged me $54 anyway. So that came out. And in addition to that, I only spent $570.37 of gas. So an extra $537 brought it down to like, what, a hair under $2,000. And then the $54, 19 and a half, right? And then all the other regular expenses of about $11.50, which brings it down to like $800 and so on. Well, they also took out the tolls. This was toll week, so that's another $88 taken out of my check. So I really just getting so much to where I despise the fact that they take tolls out on the same week, all at the same time instead of on a weekly basis. Weekly basis, I can live with a weekly basis on the tolls. I can live with that. It's this 88, and you know, I milked the tolls. I tried my best not to go through any tolls because I just don't like paying them things, man. They kill you. They kill you when you ain't looking. And I only worked 5 days that week, so I guess it ain't too bad. Net profit was $6.27 at about 39 cents a mile. So last week I was a company driver. Hey, well, I was making 41 when I left the company driver side. That's one of the reasons I was going to leave there. So now I'm an underpaid company driver. And that stupid boss of mine, he just ain't doing his job. So my daily revenue was about $125, $125.59 a day for those 5 days instead of my 200 plus. So total expenses were like $1.19 a mile. So take that from the $1.58 a mile. And there you go. There you have it, folks. Piss poor week, piss poor performance for piss poor productivity. What else can I say? Anyway, that's it for numbers for the week. And just so you know, you're not going to have a good week every week you work here. How many times did I say that? Did I say that last time? I think I said that the last time I thought I had a bad week. Well, yeah, that wasn't a bad week. This week isn't turning out so good for me. So let me put that down there. I tell you what, because I dropped my load off in Lake Park. Hey, now I have no light on my face. So I dropped my load off in Lake Park, right? And Valdosta area. there's nothing coming out of there. Nothing. I was like, well, let me wait till noon and see what hits. Nothing. Everything that hit was in areas that I wasn't at. There was nothing. And by the time I picked something that did hit, it wasn't picking up till Tuesday. So I rolled with it, took what I got. But that'll be a discussion for next week, if I remember to discuss everything. You know me, guys. Half the time well, maybe you don't know, but half the time I'm like, hey, I'll talk about that next week, and then I don't talk about it because I've forgotten about it. So maybe I should discuss it now while it's fresh in my memory and just, do that. So Lake Park, went up to Kentucky. I ran all the way to Indiana on 2 loads for about $13. No, it was a hair over my truck payment. I think it was $1,400 or $1,500. So it would have covered the gas and the truck payment that I had already used. The fuel that I had already used for the week so far up to this point. And then I was in, University Park was my last drop, and ended up going to Gary, Indiana, because I was like, well, let me go get my tune-up done, because, I've been talking about getting that done. I need to get it done. So sure enough, I got that done. And that load I dropped in University Park, that's when I hit that deer. That was on the 24th. And as you can see, it left a little bit of fuzz and broke a tiny piece off. And I think that it got my rim dirty. I don't know, either that or some nasty piece of trash truck driver wiped something on my rim. Because it wasn't mud, it wasn't Georgia clay, and it wasn't Indiana white clay or wherever that white clay comes from. Anyway, so I'll go over the repairs. There was no repairs really per se. It was just a tune-up and an APU service. Now, since all of Schneider's trucks have APUs now, they pretty much all are doing APU servicing. Although you can do it cheaper yourself if you want to go that route. It'll take you about an hour, and I think they said $34 or $36, something like that. So personally, I don't know if I want to go that route. I might just have them do it again next time. So I also had to have the cruise fixed, right? My cruise wasn't working properly, so whenever you put cruise on, it would shut off whenever it shifted gears. And I think that's where I'm losing part of my fuel mileage, because I'm only getting like 7.5 miles per gallon overall. It looks like it's just 7.6. So even though I said before, as a company driver, I was averaging 38 cents per mile overall. So that's what I was using, although I'm actually now using the 40 cents a mile average. I've punched all my numbers in when I got the new phone, because I forgot to transfer that data and I lost all that data. So I had to redo my numbers. I'm going to redo the whole thing under a new, on one of my apps, under a new thing, so I can see if the tune-up or oil change actually changed anything. The only other thing I got to get done is I got to go to MD alignment and have them take some shims and stuff out and make sure this truck's properly aligned before my tires get worn down any further than what they are. Not saying they're worn down, but anyway, so I took it in and I asked them to look at the cruise control. I was also going to ask them to look at the radio, but they want to charge $80 an hour to diagnose the problem. And I'm like, now if it takes them over an hour to diagnose it, I can get a good Bluetooth remote control radio that does everything I want it to do for $80 to $150. I'm not going to waste $80 or more getting them to fix my volume control. I mean, I could care less whether or not I really want volume control on my steering wheel, but I really don't. I don't really care. I mean, if I'm going to have a remote eventually anyway for that, it doesn't matter, right? That's my thoughts. So I'm going to end up getting another radio. Although, after looking at how long it took them to do the cruise control, I probably should have. So here it is. Cruise shuts off every time it shifts gears. Labor hours, 0.35. Didn't even take them half an hour. It took them here over 15 minutes. Maybe 20. So, yeah. Let's see, what is that? No, 20 is 0.33. So, okay, 22 minutes. Total job cost was $27.73. And that was just the labor, because the unit was electronic control module for the cruise system that was out, and it was under warranty. So all I had to pay was labor for that. Work, repair, APU, PM service. Now, yours cost will differ because oil prices change, etc., etc. This is just what I ended up paying. So it'll change over time. It might go down, it might go up, you never know. Labor costs, on the other hand, will not go down. They are always going up. So APU, filter kit, tri-pack, and the oil Delvac Extreme 10W30 bulk. They charged me a total of $51.68 for all of that. The labor cost on it was 1.25 hours, so it probably take you an hour or two to do it, but you're going to save $100.29 in labor to do it yourself. Is that worth it? Let's see, 500 hours. I've had this thing 3 months. It might be worth it. If I've already got 700 hours on it in 3 months, then 3, 6, 9, 12. If you're going to do this every time you get 500 hours, I got to see what the next maintenance schedule is on it. I'll probably do it myself, because if I do it 4 times a year, that's $400 a year I'm saving, right? If I do it. It depends on, because I work on my own cars, so if I know what I'm doing on it, I can do it a lot quicker once I get used to it. And the oil change, grease chassis, grease the prop fifth wheel, oil filter, and the oil for the semi. Labor hours, 1.386. Not even 1.5 hours to do all that. And all they do is they lube everything, they change your oil, change your filter, etc. So this was not a major thing. Total cost, total parts charges was $106.59, and total labor was $108.45 for a total of $215.04. So everything was $394.75. Considering that, Thermo King charges, I think one of the guys said about $300 just for a PM on your APU. The only difference they do is they will actually clean your APU up and make it look brand new again, which is one thing that Schneider did not do. But that saved me $200 alone on that. And if you take your vehicle to somebody else to do an oil change, I think you're going to pay more than $215. I'm not sure, because the parts are going to be more than $106.59. We get a really good discount on our parts. So for some reason, they had 286,000 miles marked on my truck. I haven't driven it anywhere near 286,000 miles. If I had, this thing would be just about paid off. Really, I told the lady that. But, anyway, so that's that. That's everything on the work order. And that goes on next week's bill on the income, on the tax deductible income going out, because it was done after Tuesday, or on Tuesday, or Wednesday. Today is Friday. I'm at Wapakoneta, or some weird name like that, Ohio, at the TA. This TA looks like a dump. The yard is basically like Gary, Indiana, and the food is good. I went in the restaurant they have here, and this is actually a good place to eat some food. It puts the iron skillet to shame, and anything else. There's also a burrito place here, but supposedly has some supersized burritos, but I saw the restaurant, so I went in there. Somebody was bragging about the lasagna. I need to try that out. What else? I think that about covers it. I tried to put a shine on my CB is chrome, guys. So I tried to put a shine on it with, let me show you this. Now I got a bike, right? I had my first bike was a Rebel, which was really small for a 6'1" guy. It was more of a learning bike. My second bike was a Savage. I only paid like $600 for that from a guy from work whose wife was getting rid of it so she could get a Harley like he had. That guy was awesome. That was my mechanic at Frito. Dude let me ride his Harley, and then he let me ride his other Harley. I was like, man, I don't want to drive your bike. That thing's like worth more than I make at the time. And he's like, no, man, take it. So I took off. Ah, that thing was super loud. Awesome. I came whipping back around. He's like, hey, man, you did that so well. Try this one out. You know, I don't like Harleys because they're like in the shop a lot, supposedly. And the oil changes are like expensive. I mean, super expensive just for an oil change on a stupid bike. I actually prefer a Gold Wing. Those things are the Cadillac, personally, as far as I'm concerned. It's fun to have a sports car. It's also fun to have a Cadillac. So I got an 84 Gold Wing, but I'm not going to open this. I tell you what, some guy told me when I first got my bike, it might have been Jerry. Some guy told me, you want to shine your chrome up? Use this stuff. Never dull. I'm telling you, I don't advertise things because nobody pays me to advertise anything. I will not. And I'm not putting stickers on I don't put stickers on my cars because I'm sorry. Oakley, whatever. I mean, wear your sunglasses. You want to pay $300 for a pair of sunglasses and put a sticker on your car, you go right ahead. But as far as I'm concerned, you're a clown, okay? Because first of all, you can get a sticker, about the size of this Never Dull thing, okay? Never Dull. That's your chrome polish. You want to polish your rims? You want your rims to look good? You use that. Or you get that thing that I saw in Iowa 80 truck stop where you attach it to a drill. But if you really want to get down and do on your hands and knees and scrub your rims, that's a good idea right there. I mean, that's cheap. That's like $5, $8. Anyway, that little sticker. Now, if you look at the car, I don't remember who it was. Jeff Gordon, I think, is who it was at the time. When I first started with Frito, you have a sticker, a small sticker that says Fritos mounted on the side of his race car. And he got paid $250,000 a year just to run that little sticker on his car. Okay? $250,000. Now, if you're not going to pay me $250,000, okay, maybe not that much. But you know what? I'll put a sticker on the side of my truck if you pay me, because I'm driving almost 100,000, 120,000 miles a year. Pay me to put a sticker on my truck, I might do it. The offer's got to be good enough, though. And it's got to be something that I like. I ain't putting no sticker for Fritos on there. That stuff ain't good for you. It's unhealthy food. But I digress. I run my mouth again. It's been 24 minutes. I've been running my mouth, and I don't even know if I've covered everything I wanted to cover, but, whatever. It is what it is, as usual. So, and I think that's all I got. So, I got to get a deer guard. I've been driving over here. This is the first deer I've hit. Everybody else takes some years to hit a deer. I've only been driving a year and 4 months. I don't even know. And I hit a deer already. But then I'm a night driver, so 4 o'clock in the morning. Maybe I'll have to change my schedule up. But, I mean, I can't find the trips I want, so I had to run early. I'm running hard, so I'm probably going to do a reset on the road. Yeah. Anyway, I also, I'm going on. I'm digressing too much. It's not important. So, and the weird thing is I swear, I showed y'all that dimmer the other day for the ambient light. I swear, since I took it in, I think this guy did something to it, or when they replaced the board, it fixed something. I don't know, but the dimmer in my truck, this thing, I don't even think my 2019 as a company driver went as dim. This thing gets super dim. When you turn it back on, I don't even remember it being that dim. Either that or, man, I must be going super blind. Anyway, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I want to do a thing about tires and gas mileage, because some dudes, there's a video, there's some research I did, and then there's some other research I have done on. I told y'all I was going to do stocks and dividends and all that crap. So I did some research on that as well, but I'll have to do a separate video because this thing's running on too long, and I'm about done. I've had a long day, even though I've only worked like 9 hours. I don't think there's anything else I need to cover right now. And I can't do the stock one anyway. I haven't finished my research. I did research for about, I don't even know how long it was. I was watching this millionaire dude that's from Canada that has like $3.5 million that he made investing, and telling all his tips and tricks and stuff. And he even showed his stocks and all. And I don't know, maybe halfway through his video, I had to stop, and I got to get a bigger notebook, because the notebook I have, I got those little pumpkin pads I'm using for notebooks. And then I got another notebook that's a small notebook, kind of like the size of a pumpkin pad, only a little bit larger. And that's not what I need to use. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go run on this TA and see if they got any notebooks. Anyway, y'all have a blessed day. And y'all keep the left door closed and keep the hammer down.